Okay.
You're good.
We're good. All right, everybody, we are open up our regular session again. We are at, what time did we say it is now? 3:17. And we're gonna go to item F, which is Honorable Gary Worthy, Commissioner Priest, one, consideration of possible approval of IT recycling and hard drive destruction by Goldsmith Solutions.
Right. Sam, do you want to tell everybody what this is actually?
Yes, sir. You should have in your packet, the list of items that's listed item F at the top, recycling and drug destruction. Basically, the county had piles and piles of technology items, old computers, et cetera, that were in storage. Those computers contain the hard drives that still had data, like social information, anything sensitive. The county has been going through, and the list has been coming to Commissioner's Court for y'all to declare those salvage and then scrap to recycle the computer. But in that process, the hard drive, what stores the data and the information, has come out, been cataloged and inventoried. Both we've been helping with that process, and Valerie in the auditor's office has been very helpful in that process. And so now those hard drives need to be destroyed. To give you an idea, you had probably 15 plus years of these things in file cabinets and drawers and just everywhere that you can imagine. And so it's best practice for them to be destroyed through an approved process, meaning that we document that we destroy them. And we own a machine that is certified by the Department of Defense. That's what the DoD uses. We use it for our banking customers as well. That machine we would bring on site, and we would document the hard drive serial number and take a picture of everything. It goes into one machine, shoots a magnetic pulse basically through it that wipes the data. It goes into a different machine, it grinds it up into multiple pieces and parts, and then that would go into recycling. That machine, as you can imagine, is not cheap. Back in the day, we used to have law enforcement people shoot these with a .45. We had commissioners drive over them with a track. But as we continue, as county government continues to, have different processes for IT best practices, this is the process that has met all the regulatory type information. If this is approved, you have to see the cost outlined. Basically, you had a lot of these devices, probably close to 300. It's broken down by type there, and the cost is broken down. The recycling, because it was in the way when we were doing the assessment, we were trying to get a hold of what all the county had and what was old and what was new. We put a lot of labor and time into that process, but that also allowed our team to be here on site and to learn people's names and to learn some of the challenges. So we completely discounted the labor for the recycling to zero, meaning you'll see a charge on there of 20 hours, and then you'll see a discount at the bottom that equals the same amount as the 20 hours. So if you want to consider this for approval, total, with all the items listed, which I don't have the total, the number of items, it's broken down by category. There's a one-time cost that includes labor, the machine, and the documentation of everything of $5,336. Any items that are not listed here, meaning if people pull them out of the drawers and they come up with more and more, they would be billed on a per individual basis, and the documentation would reflect that, which is itemized there on page 2. Page 2 also outlines how we handle data destruction. To give you an idea on recycling, that's something that is difficult often, and so I think that's what led the county to have stacks of this stuff everywhere, and we still believe that there's more of it out there, but we're making, the auditor's office is being very diligent in helping get it all rounded up, approved for scrap or surplus and then scrap. Recycling we take, we're a part of the Dell recycling program, and it doesn't have to be a Dell computer to have it recycled, but we take that to Goodwill, which is on North First and Abilene, and Dell Computer Corporation pays workers to work at that facility. They take the computer apart into plastic, circuit board, metal, and all that gets sorted and then goes into the recycling system. It's our belief that being good stewards is always good, and recycling this stuff so that it doesn't end up in your landfill because it has lead, mercury, all sorts of stuff that you don't want in your water system is always a good idea.
Okay, just so everyone knows, all of these hard drives are what we declared surplus and unsalvageable this morning. We've already done that. So I moved that we let Goldsmith Solutions destroy all of the hard drives and recycle them for the sum of $5,336.
What fund we were gonna take that out of, did Josie say? Out of the maintenance?
Non-departmental.
Non-departmental. We have a motion?
Second.
Have a second. Any other questions on this item? All in favor? There's that one for us, unanimous. Item G and item H, I'm of the understanding those are for taking on new broadband services, but I think the county attorney wants to look at those contracts a little longer. Is that correct? So we'll take no action on G or H today. Item I is Honorable Gary Worley, Commissioner Precinct 1, consideration of possible approval of the purchase of replacement computers.
I'm gonna let Drew Alton from our team talk about this. He's the one that works on procurement and can explain to you how we go about.
That's good.
Thank you.
Commissioners, again, my name is Drew Alton, Goldsmith Solutions. Pleasure to be with you today and meet with you. First, let me say that this proposal is something that Brown County would make as a purchase from one of two vendors, not directly through us. So working with your DIR contract that you are under with Dell to provide specs on these. Has been disclosed to you all earlier. You have roughly just under 200 computers, so this would be purchasing about 10% just to have them ready for some that need to be deployed immediately, but some that may take 3 or 4 months before they get deployed. But you would have them here and ready. What you have in front of you are 15 all-in-one units. So those are a monitor that the computer is built into, and then 5 laptops. And with those laptops would become docking stations, monitors, and keyboards for those folks to use when they're at their desk. The second part of this is battery backups, 20 battery backups to be purchased so that anytime a new computer is deployed, a new battery backup is deployed that helps protect that computer both from any kind of electrical surge, but then is able to be a good safety net from an electrical standpoint for that equipment. By the way, those battery backups are proposed. The pricing is from Dell to get a standard pricing. We believe there's potential that we can help you get a lower cost through our vendor that then would come flow through us. That would be no more than this as an option.
But not on this particular purchase today, though.
So the computers would be purchased from Dell. The check would come from Brown County and go directly to Dell. The battery backups, the price you see there, $3,728, is Dell's price. I believe I still could possibly get a little bit lower price.
So we'll act on the computers now and wait for a response before we act on the battery backups. Is that your suggestion?
I would suggest that you authorize up to this amount. If
Okay.
we can beat that price,
For
the opportunity to
for
beat.
the same equipment?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. With that, I entertain a motion.
All right, thank you, Drew. I move we approve the purchase of 20 computers and battery backups. The computers come from Dell. Dell's backup batteries are $3,728.40. So my motion will be to approve up to $36,542. The backups may come from someone else, but the computers will be coming from Dell on a DIR statewide contract,
Yes, sir.
And that one's going to be paid from
the
the
non-departmental.
non-departmental also. We have a motion.
Second.
Any other discussion? All in favor of the purchases of the computers? Okay, there's that one. That takes care of everything except commissioners' comments, as far as I can tell on here for today. Any commissioner comments, or we have enough comments for today?
Yeah, we,
Do you have anything, Mr. Shaw?
nothing.
Larry? Gary?
No.
I do not either. If there's nothing else, I will declare us adjourned, but we'll need to meet on the 19th. So we are adjourned until the 19th at 9 a.m. And
Thank y'all so much for
very
your time today.
Thank you.
And we'll be here if there's questions or anything.
Does somebody have my minutes?
Dave Stephanie has the last question.
Oh, okay.
It's for the
Okay, yes, sir. I'm with you. I'll-